Hello, everybody, and welcome to Row 60 at Georgia Football Podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom!
And this is show number 59, and the Dogs are now 2-0 on the Georgia football season. And, hey, we're here. We're here actually on a Saturday night right after the game, Adam.
Yes, sir.
Georgia just defeated Ball
Fresh
State.
thoughts, brother.
Yes.
Fresh thoughts.
This ought to be interesting.
Yes, absolutely, man. Just fresh off a nice, beautiful Saturday afternoon, man. So we're going to deliver some content, some thoughts that we have that, like, hey, right off the old dome, just fresh.
Yeah.
Love it.
Just to preface, we didn't prepare for this show like we probably should have.
No.
We're going to be shooting from the hip here pretty often. So
Yes.
just be aware of that throughout the entire episode.
Yes, we are. We're going to be shooting off the hip because I am going to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. I have to go do some legislation work up there.
Oh, some lobbying?
Yeah, some lobbying. Have you not? No, I'm just kidding. But I am going to Washington tomorrow. So that's why we're doing this episode like we're doing it. But I'm excited about it. We're going to see how it goes, man.
Yeah. A lot to talk about. Obviously, the Georgia versus Ball State game, it went great. Game day experience, atmosphere. We got several weekly concession stands report, and one very interesting one. We'll mention that a little bit later. Got some Patreon shout-outs, Clark's fun facts, Georgia's offense, defense, and special teams performances.
Rattle it off.
Yep. The Georgia versus South Carolina game coming up against the Poultry, and we're going to talk about that game. Keys to the game, last week's games, this week's games, and last but certainly not least, a game of the week.
Boom. I love it, man. I'm excited. Let's dive right into it,
Let's do it, baby. Woo! All right. Athens, this past Saturday, for us, it was today. It was awesome. It was great. It felt like room temperature outside. Of course, we're in the shade on row 60, so that was nice. But, Adam, we got to see so many people, so many friends of the show. They came and stopped by, and it was just a great day.
Good time had by all.
Yes.
A good time had by all. A lot of people that we saw their first Georgia game in Sanford Stadium, man. Cousins Becca and Addie, and then Trey. So it was exciting to see them in there, man, and how great it was to just be in Athens, and exciting day. Hey, the good Lord he gift wrapped us a good one, Clark. There's supposed to be some precipitation, man, and possibly some electrical stuff going on, but a little bit of precipitation. But it was beautiful. You know, it was beautiful. The sun was shining on Athens, and there was thunderstorms in Atlanta at the same time. That's all that has to be said. Tech's game was delayed, but the sun was beaming down on Sanford Stadium, and that's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. So, hey.
Right quick, too. We may get a little sidetracked on this episode. We're going to try to stay focused here, people, on what we're talking about. But we do have Alabama, Texas playing.
And my daughter Callie is in the audience making some crowd noise in the background, which we love. So everybody loves all God's children, man. So it's just good to have the children out here, you know, family time, fellowshipping and everything. So if you hear a little baby chatter in the background, that's it's Callie, old Callie making an appearance. So it's gonna be good stuff.
She is living it up on Saturdays, getting to watch these games, and she is getting broken in as a Georgia football fan.
That's
here
exactly
really
right.
early
We're
on.
learning X's and O's. You know, I mean, you know, we've been watching Bluey and the likes. You know, Bluey, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, all that good stuff going into football season, but now it is all about football, Clark.
Right.
We turn the cartoons off and we're watching football right now. We're watching American tackle football, and at the age of a year and a couple weeks old, we're going to watch football.
Yeah.
In the Thornton household. That's just what we do. That's just what we do. But anyway, I digress. Sip on that Coca-Cola Classic there, brother.
Got some ice in it, too.
I heard that. Yes, sir.
Well, speaking of Coca-Cola.
Okay.
We'll watch this transition, Adam. Let's go into the weekly concession stand report.
Hit that jingle, baby. Hit that jingle.
It's not really a jingle.
Bunch of them. Okay, but hit that tone. Let them drop it.
It's literally like a soda popping open.
Drop that tone. Drop that tone.
All right. We'll drop it here.
That's what they say in the rap game. Drop that tone.
I don't think that is what. That doesn't. I've never heard of that.
The beat. Drop that beat.
Drop the beat.
Right. All right. So drop that. Drop whatever you do.
Drop the tone.
Let's go. Let's go.
We are off the rails.
Give me that report.
5 minutes into this thing. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Reports. Well, let's.
This is some collateral damage coming after having to do this a couple hours after a football game, being in Sanford Stadium.
Yeah, I got a little flim-flam in my throat. All right, Adam, why don't you start with Kelsey?
Concession stand report. All right, I'm going to bring the first one that we got. We're doing a new thing this year. You are going to give us your concession stand reports. And if nobody gives us one, then I will give mine, because I'm always going to indulge in some eating and the festivities alike on every game day. But, hey, let's start off. My wife, Kelsey, my beautiful wife, Kelsey. Tried the Williams Brothers Barbecue behind Section 108 here. New to Sanford Stadium this year, Clark. New to Sanford Stadium. So she tried it, and she got a barbecue sandwich, Clark. And on the menu, the barbecue sandwich comes with a bag of chips, right? And probably your standard, like, classic Lay's potato chips.
Right.
Those Golden Flake, the off-brand Golden Flake, they're an Alabama company.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think we allow that in Sanford Stadium. So probably just a good Lay potato chip. But get this. All right, I timed it. I looked on my cell phone. At 11:22 a.m., kickoff was at 12 o'clock. They were out of plain Lay's potato chips.
How?
So,
how?
But I don't know how. I don't know how. What happened with the organizational structure of that to allow that we do not have any Lay's potato chips right before 11:22 a.m. at a 12 o'clock kickoff. But whatever. But a great pivot by the Athens Christian School people who were working that particular concession stand venue. They said, hey, we don't have any chips, but we're going to give you a scoop of macaroni instead.
Oh, okay.
So good pivot right there going in with the macaroni. And Kelsey was very appreciative of that. Great macaroni, barbecue sandwich was pretty good. Hey, a surprise when you eat into one of those Williams Brothers barbecue sandwiches, you get a slice of sharp cheddar cheese melted into your barbecue sandwich. Kelsey gave it an A+ grade. Williams Brothers, check them out. New feature of Sanford Stadium concessions. Hey, I'm going to let you go on, but then I got a comment about the new options of Sanford Stadium concessions when we get done. Before we get to our last one, I want to make that comment.
Okay, all right.
Get to that one.
Yes, gotcha. The next concession stand report comes from row 58, just a couple of rows down from us, from Miss Jessica Harrell. She said, hey, we've got a chicken salad chick. If you've never had it, it's apparently amazing. I'm a big chicken salad person, but my wife raves about it. So we're going to be spending a lot of money over there. But she said it's a great option for the stadium. Can find it at section 122 and 123. And heard also it's up in the upper deck in section 323. So very popular. There's a lot of long lines. So
multiple
just know
venues.
that.
Multiple venues.
Yes.
That's good. Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The next, we have a third one. Actually, we have four. Yeah, this is the third of four. This one comes from Jessica and Steven. They're friends of the show. We actually got to meet them after the game. They said that the popcorn, Adam, was a little stale. And it stuck to their teeth.
A little stale, man. A lot of bad popcorn reviews come in, man. I don't know why it's hard not to get right talking about that. And also some of the popcorn that I saw, I didn't get any today. Not a lot of good butter spread on it. Not a lot of good butter. I think that has been a constant theme with Sanford Stadium concessions is not getting a good butter coverage on popcorn that you can do. I mean, that should be an option at the condiment aisle, Clark.
Right.
The condiment little table set up is some butter for your popcorn, but they do not give you enough butter on that, which probably leads to some staleness, I would believe. Maybe. Maybe. Probably more so. I mean, I'm just saying if
maybe it's just the quality of the kernel.
Maybe if you kind of grease it up a little bit with some butter, it can make it a little bit better to eat. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to throw stuff out there.
We'll have to test that theory.
So, anywho, not enough butter on the popcorn, but great review by our friends Jessica and Steven. Yeah, I just want to make this quick comment, man. With constantly adding new restaurants, Chick-fil-A a couple years ago, Zaxby's Ice, Chicken Salad Chick, Williams Brothers Barbecue. Give me a Gold Corral with a buffet you could go through. That you could go through the table and go through the line and get you a buffet. Like a Golden Corral buffet in Sanford Stadium. I would love that. Add Golden Corral to the list. Adam Thornton approved. Boom.
Yeah, I don't know about Golden Corral. I would honestly rather have a Chinese buffet.
I'm not above one of them either. Give me either or.
But game day, that's a little bizarre.
Western sizzling.
But Adam, I appreciate the creativity in that. I think that would be interesting, having a buffet line.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why you pay big money to go up in the club.
And you could have a takeout plate, with the lid on it. And you just go and you get your buffet, all you could eat, all games. So you can come back, get a new plate, and just get you a wristband, and you go through the line. And I love it, man.
I'll tell you what, too. Jim Wilcox, shout out to him. He said we need a delivery system. You order from your phone and it's delivered to you. I think that's a good way to make some money there.
That would be good. I love that. But great reports right there. New friends, Jessica and Steven. They were getting married in April. Congratulations to them. And Jessica Harrell, longtime friend of the show right there. Good seeing her as always. So, boom, we appreciate it.
All right, last but not least, we have one more concession stand report. And this comes from a world champion of sorts.
Yeah.
He is a 16.
Call it what it is.
Yeah. He's a 16-time Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest world champion. If you've ever watched, I think it's on ESPN, on July 4th. You've seen this guy 100%.
The Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Yes.
That's the Super Bowl for this man. That is the Super Bowl.
The Major League Eating. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes,
the MLE.
Yes, it is.
Ranks this guy as the #1 competitive.
You dang right. The best
eater
ever
in the world.
The Babe Ruth of sorts of eating.
Yeah. A legend.
The Michael Jordans of eating.
Yeah. And his name, Joseph Chestnut, a.k.a. Joey Chestnut.
Our good friend that we have met, Joe.
Yeah, we did. It was really weird. Let's explain what happened. So we were walking back to the car after the game.
Yes.
Joey Chestnut was just standing on the side of the street. Really bizarre, really odd. I told my wife, I called her on the way home, Adam. I said, we just met Joey Chestnut. She said, who?
Who?
And she was being serious. I thought she was being sarcastic.
Right.
She was being serious. She had no idea who Joey Chestnut was.
I called my mom and told her, and she said, "Isn't that a country music singer?" I said, "That's Mark. That's a Mark. I love Mark Chestnut, most underrated country music singer." I said, "If it was Mark over there, I would have gave him just a big old hug. I love me some Mark Chestnut." Man. But I said, "I like but yeah, you got the last name right." But yeah.
Well, Joey, he was a really nice guy. We got to shake his hand, and Adam, you had the brilliant idea of asking him, because this guy eats hot dogs like crazy. I mean, he has world records. You asked him. How the hot dog was in Sanford Stadium. Did he try one? And do you remember what he said?
Yeah, I asked Joe. I said, "Hey man, did you get a hot dog? Did you indulge in a hot dog today in Sanford Stadium?" And he said he did. And he went on. I said, "Well, how was it?" And he said that it was all beef. And he gave a good critique of it. Something that I don't think of, us ordinary eaters think of when critiquing eating a hot dog. I thought I had a pretty good hot dog critique over the last couple of years.
Sure.
But he took it to another level. He said it wasn't bad at all.
Wow.
The man himself, the most legendary eater in American history.
In the world.
Dethroned the Japanese in the American eating hot dog competition. He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Really
it
did.
happened. And he put a stamp of approval on a Sanford Stadium hot dog. The biggest, Clark. The biggest. And let me emphasize again, the biggest backing of support and review that you could get in all of the concession stand reviews and all the hot dog reviews we've done across the Southeastern Conference and beyond. Joe E. Chestnut gave a stamp of approval to a Sanford Stadium hot dog. So give him a clap right there.
Give him a clap.
Yeah. I love that. Glad that he indulged in one and took the time to do it. Thank you, Joey, for giving us a review. And just good to meet old Joey.
I don't think he realized he gave us a concession stand report, but he did.
But he did. So yeah, that was good. That was good.
Oh man. Well,
So, great day with the concessions. Great day.
Really cool stuff meeting him. And he also, one last thing about Joey, he raved about the fact that Sanford Stadium hot dogs were $2.50. He said that a lot of places are starting to charge upwards of $8 for a hot dog. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that was good. That was good. So all around good stuff.
Another, let's see. Oh, right here. We've got some Patreons Patreons. Listen to me. Patrons we want to shout out. A lot of people have joined Adam since last week, and we want to call them out. Cher Breelove. That's one of my aunts.
Yeah.
Kelly Foster. Also one of my aunts.
Glad the family supporting you, Cole.
They really are.
That's good. That you got good family backing. I love that.
J.R. Real.
Yes, good Franklin County guy right there.
Justin Cochran.
Yes, boy Justin.
Kaylee Bond, my sister.
Yes.
Justin Dodson, David and Andrea Walters, Ryan Day.
Yes.
The only Ryan Day you need.
Only Ryan Day.
Darlia Terrell and Joanna Hill, my other aunt. So 3 of my aunts and my sister.
Yes.
They decided they wanted to
love
support
that,
the show.
man. Love that. So appreciate the support. Love it. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Also, one more person, Allie Burkhalter Wilkins and her husband. I think they just got married.
Just got married in July. Her father, Mr. Rick Burkhalter, sits right beside us there in section 108, row 60. He is a row 60 member, and had a good chat with him today. So we wanted to say congratulations to Allie and her new husband, and great job. And I told Rick, great raising, not having a wedding in football season in July. So good on them.
Good on you, Allie.
Love that. Love that, Allie. God bless you. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Patreon, though, if you want to join, it is $5 a month.
Yep.
And every single
Again,
penny
let me
helps us.
remind you, you spend $5 when you go get a little Debbie Cake Cosmic Brownie and a Dr. Pepper at the gas station in the midday work, or, midday right there, So, I mean, that's a good $5 right there, or a little bit south of it maybe. So, just a friendly reminder. But anyway, love y'all.
Yeah, visit patreon.com/row60, or you can download the Patreon app and search Row 60 to become a patron.
Yep.
All right, let's talk some football here. Clark's Fun Facts. Here we go. It has been in 48 days since Georgia has lost a collegiate
Let's
football
keep
game.
it rolling, man. Let's just keep going. Love it. Each day tick by. Love it.
Don't have a lot of fun facts. Like I said, we came poorly prepared to this episode. But
we're
speaking of Joey Chestnut, Adam, I had to look this up because I knew he had some world records, but I didn't know what kind of world records he held.
No, I had no idea we'd be doing fun facts about Joey Chestnut
Me neither.
at all. But
Me
I mean, I
neither.
love
But
it.
here we are.
All right, give it to us.
He has a world record for eating 121 Twinkies.
That's unbelievable.
In 6 minutes.
You know, the good Lord put certain people on earth to do certain things, Clark. You know,
Right.
And one thing that he did for old Joe Chestnut was to eat.
Yeah. Gave him,
Eat at a high level. I mean, everybody's got to eat, obviously, to survive, to make it to the next day. But Joey Chestnut was brought on this earth to eat at a very high level.
right. Like Kirby Smart was brought to this earth to be a very good football coach.
Yes, exactly. Joey Chestnut was brought to be a very good eater.
Yeah.
And I would encourage the audience, after we dove into the accolades of Joe and saw what he's done, to really take a deep dive and really comprehend his eating prowess. I mean, It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Interesting. Yes. He also ate 32 Big Macs in 38 minutes. That's unbelievable. I can't even eat one Big Mac in 30 minutes. Like, God, it's insane.
Crazy. Love that.
All right, Georgia's offense. Let's just talk about Georgia's offense versus Ball State.
Let's do it. Clark, what'd you think about it, my man?
You know, came off really sluggish, and first quarter, Adam, little concerning. You know, we had a good drive, I thought. A good first drive, put it together, moved the ball down the field, and then we missed a field goal, right? Or did we turn it over?
Yeah. Well, Carson, he fumbled the ball,
That's right.
recovered it, and then we missed a field goal.
Yeah. So an offensive blunder there on the first drive. And Adam, that's something you wanted to see right out of the gates, was to get that first touchdown on that first drive. And we just didn't do it. But
moved the ball well at the beginning right there, and then, you know, didn't capitalize when you got in the red zone. That's exactly right. But glad that didn't go 3 and out. But yeah, I agree. I mean, the first quarter was a little bit shaky.
Second quarter, things picked up after we'll talk about this guy in a second. Mekhi Muse, that punt return, that seemed to kind of light the fire under the whole team.
Kind of that spark we needed, man.
Yeah.
That spark we needed. But, I mean, I you know, talking about the offense, man, I thought Carson Beck had another good day. We were talking about the stats again. You know, most people might not say that because they want flashiness in their quarterbacks. You know, we're in an era where people want quarterbacks to be just this type that just take over football games in the sense of just scrambling for X amount of yards, throwing the ball all over the field, and, you know, taking shots downfield and all this stuff. But Carson Beck, Clark, again, in his first 2 starts this year with Georgia, what I've noticed and what I love about it is he's not doing anything that's going to get you beat. You know, making bad decisions in the sense of trying to make stuff happen that's not there downfield. I mean, I think he's, you know, one of these things, man, that he'll take a check down route if it's open, gain a quick 5. You know, and that's the good thing is if you keep doing that, you're not going to find yourself in third and long spots, really, Clark. You know, and you'll have third and manageable stuff. If you're like in passing situation, first, second down, and you throw and you can pick up a quick 5 or 6 and a check down route, man, then you never know what the guy can do after he gets the ball, yards after catch, man. And I don't know, I just feel good. I love his footwork. I love his ability to be elusive in the pocket, I guess is what I'm saying, with his footwork, man. And then once we did start trying to I think in the first half too, it was a lot of curl routes, a lot of spot routes right at the first down marker, man, hitting his check down routes, little quick bubble screens, whatnot. And then you saw more, I think, as the rest of his time, second quarter on, you try to get the ball down, push it a little bit vertically, and pass pro pretty good by the offensive line. But overall, the concern I would have that, and they'll gel. Because we talked about it last year a little bit, the offensive line needing to have better play, Clark. But the offensive line, I think, you know, you're breaking in 2 new tackles. But to me, honestly, I think it's more the guard play that kind of need to just see rotating guys, and I think they'll gel, and you'll find the right group of 5 that you got to have out there. And I'm not worried about it, but you definitely can't go without saying that it was probably left a lot to be desired today against a MAC defense as far as getting push and aggression and just the nastiness, the tenacity of the offensive line. I want some big uglies up there, Clark. They're going to be nasty. And we'll see what they do next week, man, when you got an SEC team playing. But I don't know, man. I'm just kind of in the sense of thought we might see a little bit of aggression. It's a hype line. I'm not ready to just say, oh, they were overhyped over it. Not at all, man. Not at all. I can't wait to see. But if there was a negative on offense today, that's what I would say. One more thing, then I'll let you go and give your thoughts on it. Running backs, man. I thought. We're still kind of looking for that guy to step up and be that bruiser, that Georgia, that guy that you can lean on when you need to have some hard yards on the ground, man. And another time where Jawan Edwards did not play and Ladd McConkey didn't either. We should mention that. But Dylan Bell out the backfield, Clark.
He looks insane.
What you think, man?
I mean, that kid's an athlete, bona fide athlete. I think you could argue that should be our running back one. Potentially.
He had over 1,000 yards rushing in high school.
Really?
Yeah. So, a guy who's comfortable lining up in that position, taking the football. And a guy that I like, Clark, that when he gets to that second level, if he gets away from that first level initially, man, he can kick it into another gear.
Yeah.
And also, if, lining him up back there, you have an established pass catcher that can get the ball out of the backfield, catch the ball out of the backfield, man, and make stuff happen like Kenny McIntosh was. Yep. So, just having him is very, very, very exciting to see where he's plugging in and playing. And I don't know. I'm excited to see who steps up, takes the majority of the carries, man. But you add him into the mix as well now.
Right. A couple of notes I had. Good to see Marcus Rosemy healthy.
Yes.
It's good to have him back. Roderick Robinson, we mentioned this kind of midway through the game. He kind of reminds us of a more agile Richard Samuel, if you know who that is. If you know who Richard Samuel is,
he was just a boy in the China shop.
Yes. You've been a dog for quite a while if you know who Richard Samuel is.
Great moments in the 2011 Georgia-Florida game right there. He's the
he
one
rumbled.
who did. He rumbled and bumbled and stumbled. But now, Rod Robinson, man, he didn't have the burst like I said I thought he did at the first week today, but still impressive, man. Hopefully, he'll keep just getting better and being one of those guys that can run it up in the A-gap and get you a hard 1 or 2 yards that you need. So, good on Rod Robinson, man. Another
A few more things. 12 different guys got a reception today. I think we spread the ball out pretty well, and you're going to do that when you put in your second string.
And great job. Okay, I'm going to say something, Clark.
Okay.
That you might not hear a lot. Great job by Mike Bobo on getting the ball to other guys, man. Distributing the ball to certain guys, man, to getting some touches out there. I thought he called a great game, Clark.
He did.
I thought he called a great game, man. And, there's some times that there was one time that we didn't execute where we had the ridiculous pass interference call, had to settle for a field goal right there, I think, before the half. That actually the play before the terrible pass interference call, that was a drop pass right there. Would have been a touchdown too. So, but I thought, again, just a great time. Another game where number 19 isn't a guy that's primary, your primary guy that you're in the game plan, right? And of course that's by design right now. You're not going to have it. So I'm very excited going forward. This offense, some people are still on, but I just, man, I like it. I like what I see, man, especially when Beck got in the rhythm.
Yep, me too. Nitpicking here, I wish we could get a better push on the offensive line.
Exactly.
I'm just wanting really to see more explosive plays with these, inside zone runs. I wish we would just break free into that second, third level on those inside zone runs. And maybe that's to come. I don't know. And I think that's some play calling by design. We're not really – it's more like we're trying to do draws and that kind of thing as opposed to scheming blocks and, chipping guys on the line of scrimmage and getting those linebackers, that kind of thing. You're not seeing that quite yet. Right. And that might be by design. I don't know. But, I do want to see more explosive plays. Another thing is, like you mentioned, no Ladd McConkey, no Dejon Edwards. But I have to believe, Adam, that we're going to start opening up the playbook in the next couple of weeks with those guys, assuming they are ready to go and healthy. I think if you get those two guys, a lot more is available in the offense. And I'm not saying the guys we have out there now aren't good enough or anything. But those two guys are – they're weapons. And they are arguably the two best guys in their respective positions.
Right. Definitely play the most football, I would say. Yeah. In the sense of it,
or at least
in their room at Georgia, exactly. So I'm excited to see what the offense looks like against South Carolina. I think we'll get a better idea of it there. But I'm fired up about it. I feel good about it, and I still feel good, even though I was kind of critical about it today. I think it was kind of warranted, but I think there's been times in the past where they've turned out the end of the year to be a key cog in the offensive line, and we've talked about games where they struggled struggled early on in seasons past too. So there's no doubt they'll gel and get together and be a very strong offensive line,
100%.
man. So I'm not saying that the sky is falling there, but yeah, you got to have good line play to win championships on both sides of the football. And there's no doubt the O-line will get it figured out together, and we'll be all right.
Yep.
We'll be all right. So I was very pleased with the offense today, man.
Yeah. Carson Beck, and you kind of alluded to this. His stat line, 23 for 30, 2 touchdowns. He had 1 pick. But granted, that pick really wasn't necessarily his fault. I think it was just kind of a freak play.
It was a fluke play. Bounced in and out of Dylan Bell's hands.
Right.
Popped up.
I was very impressed by Carson, though. Second, third, fourth quarter. I think he is starting to settle in just slowly but surely. He's starting to build a little bit of chemistry with his receivers in the game. It's one thing to do it at practice when nobody's guarding you, right? Yeah. Or rushing you.
Right.
When you don't actually have a guy trying to come and tackle you sack you.
Well, you got a green jersey on.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
So different kind of mindset you have to go into a live game. And Carson's going to get there, people. I really do believe in him. And even if he doesn't, we've got 2 very well established quarterbacks who kind of know the system already. They're athletic, right?
That's right.
And once again, we've said this before. We'll keep saying it. We don't necessarily need another Stetson Bennett.
That's right.
We don't need necessarily a game manager either. We need something kind of in between, a guy who can make plays if needed, but isn't going to do things that are just stupid.
I think we'll push the field vertically more, man. And when you do that, you don't allow these defenses like we saw in the past 2 games, I feel like, because early on Ball State was doing it, stacking the box. When you're just hammering down on little curl routes, man, spot routes like that, bubble screens, running the ball, man, and you're not threatening anything downfield vertically, and when they see that, they crash those safeties down, man. That makes everything hard when you're not doing that. But I think we'll see that open up more. I don't think it's a deal where the coaches don't trust Carson to push the ball downfield vertically. And I know we have the guys in the wide receiver room now that you can do that with. In years past, I think we were like, do we have that guy that could do it? I think it's there now. I just don't think it's been – I mean, when we saw it more in the second quarter. And when that happens, it opens things up, man. It loosens up that defense. And hopefully we see that more of a balance and that threat happening going into lead play now. And that opens up more gaps and better things with the line of the offensive line and more gaps to run the ball through. And we'll see how that goes, man. But, I mean, that's just something to keep your eye on, too. And I don't think it's a deal where the coaching staff doesn't trust Carson pushing the ball downfield. And I think there are some times, and I think that through film review, as he gets more comfortable with the game, that he might be a little bit too quick with his reads, where he's seeing that check down and just hitting it. Yeah. And that's not a terrible thing, but I think there will be some times you'll see that he'll adjust to that, and some guys that are open downfield push the ball farther and more intermediate to longer passing routes and connecting on that.
Yeah. And one thing too, I think you've got to, if you're Carson, and this will come with time, this will come with more reps, but getting that pocket awareness, right?
Yeah.
Being in the pocket.
Yeah.
He's got to be able to trust his line. Listen, the line has done great so far in pass pro. But he's got to just settle in a little bit more and understand that, his line is protecting him.
Yeah.
And that he can go through every single, route and make sure he can go through his progression and make sure that guys are open or not. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, man, I'm no George Whitfield. I'm no quarterback guru. I'm not making any Elite 11 passing academy camps or doing anything, or we're doing some off-season workouts anywhere with any of these guys by any means. But to my very, very pedestrian knowledge, Cart, I would venture to say I think he's got the stuff that you worry about in a quarterback not getting better at. Already, if he doesn't have it now, he's not going to have it. Carson doesn't have that. I think he has good footwork, pocket, and mechanics going through it. I just think it's just settling in and letting it rip, man. Yeah. And once he lets it rip and gets in rhythm, he's going to be the quarterback that we've heard about what we saw at GO and everything. And there's no doubt he'll get to that. No doubt. So, yeah, I'm fired up about it, man. I love it. I'm hitching my wagon to number 15. You dang right. And let's roll. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm excited.
Look for Georgia to open up this offense in the coming weeks, people. I do think that's coming.
No better time than against the South Carolina Poultry coming in. The Poultry is coming.
Oh, man.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yep. Georgia's defense, other side of the football, man, I mean, there's really no words to describe these guys. This is an elite unit right here.
Yeah, man.
And I know, we didn't shut out Ball State. Yeah, we gave up a touchdown in garbage time to UT Martin. some people don't believe us when we say this very well could be the best Georgia defense ever, that also includes that 2021 defense we saw with all those guys that win the draft.
Yeah.
This is a younger team, a younger defensive unit, but I think they're equally, if not better, just a little bit better, more, or at least more talented than any other defense in Georgia football history. I don't know. And that's
some deep rooms, man. A lot of talent. A lot of talent in the 1-2 deep, man. And that's what I'm excited about in every level. Defensive line, Clark, I thought they started to get a good push. I felt like our outside linebackers did a better job setting the edge. Yes. Last week was abysmal. I mean, we'll just say it just did not look good setting the edge and Tennessee Martin had broke containment a lot right there, and but I felt like to me they did a whole lot better today. I like seeing Jalen Walker on the outside, man. I hope you see him rotate more on the outside more than the inside with the emergence of C.J. Allen coming in there. When you get Smile Mondon healthier, you have 2 and 10. Then you get C.J. Allen in there, and you get Sori, a guy who's played a lot of ball. So I think that way you plug in 11 with Chaz Chambliss, got an interception, good for him, man. Love that, and then and then Jones right there. So that's what I don't know.
And shout out to our boy Darius Smith.
Darius Smith, yeah, that's our boy Darius Smith, man.
He had some tackles today.
He did. So I mean, a lot of young talent, a lot of just freaks, man, in that linebacker room. We said it, and we're going to keep saying it time and time again. Y'all going to watch these young pups grow up with us each and every week.
Yeah. 30 different guys, Adam, got at least one tackle today. That's crazy. We are rotating guys in and out all the time on this defense, and that's the way it's going to be. But right now, it's really important to get these young guys, like you were mentioning, those reps, valuable game reps.
Game experience is huge. You're going to have it in the SEC schedule as you get deeper into November. People that have the most depth and not only the most depth of talent, but the most game experience, man, real live, facing them live bullets, Clark, is the ones who are going to be on that path to championships. And that's always how it's been. And that's what's happening, I feel like, in these first couple games, man. And it's good to see. It's good to see the progression from week 1 to week 2, and it's going to get even better from week 2 to week 3, I feel like. And Malachi Starks, man, I feel like number 24, number 87 have been the 2 players on both sides, on each side of the football that's been the most impressive through the first 2 weeks. Malachi Starks is unreal, man. You mentioned it. We talked about him last year. He'd go down as the best defensive back in Georgia football history. And just a special talent. Watching him go up and get that football today, Clark, attacking at his highest point, which you're supposed to do as a DB, just hanging out there in center field and breaking to the right side of the field and getting up there and getting that ball. He's special. He downhill speed coming when there's a quick little bubble screen out, or somebody gets on the edge, and he's a weapon out there. Good open field tackler, I feel like, and great that safety position. And then Javon Bullard, Clark, left the game early. Ankle injury. I thought it was originally a knee, but it wound up sprained ankle. We know how sprained ankles are. With Kirby Smart tenure, we'll never hear anything about it. Don't know if he's out for the year or if he'll be back next week. And probably when this episode is released, you have a better idea what's come of that injury. But as of now, man, I hope he could get back because we've got to have him in that third level. A game. I mean, somebody who just blows games wide open.
Game changer.
Game changer. That's the word I was looking for, Clark. Sorry, I had a brain.
No, you're good. We're
brain freeze. had a mental freeze right there, Clark.
We are struggling after this is game day, and we're so. Adam, I think we both have a touch of ADHD.
We do. 100% do.
And it's hard to focus when we've got this Alabama-Texas game going on at the same time.
Right. But no, it's good stuff. We're just going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, Malachi Starks, my gosh. I mean, we keep raving about this guy, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
He is a stud. I can't remember how many picks I predicted he would get in the beginning of the season. I know it's something like 4, or maybe I said that about Javon Bullard. Either way, got one today. Not only did he get one, like you mentioned earlier, Chaz Chambliss got one. What an insane interception that was. Good heads-up play by him. And then Tyke Smith also got him one.
I love seeing Tyke get one, man.
I
love seeing that defense create some havoc, man. And that's good. A lot of those picks were for quarterback hurries that we got, in the sense of the quarterback had to release the ball quicker than he wanted to, inaccurate passes that bounces off guys' ankles and lands in our defenders' hands, stuff like that. So, very good. Defense looks like they're going to be special again, like you alluded to earlier. And I don't know. It's just a good day for them. I just thought the push that the defensive line got starting in really more in the second quarter was just where you want to be at. What do you expect of this group now?
100%. not much else to say about these guys, but we are going to see what they're going to do against Spencer Rattler and this Shane Beamer.
I'm excited,
team.
man. I'm excited to see it. First SEC game. We could talk about till we're blue in the face what we've seen the first 2 weeks, Clark. Predict, talk about the goods, the bads, whatever everybody wants to say. But really, when you start thinking about what you have in your team is when you start playing SEC competition, man. And I'm excited to see this defensive line against South Carolina's offensive line from what we saw opening week in Charlotte, how they looked. And I think that's some stuff that you can't correct in 2 weeks' time. Period.
We'll see.
So let's
might be teeing off on these Carolina boys.
Woo!
All right, Georgia's special teams. Adam,
Boom.
the kicking situation might
Do you think
be a problem.
You think it would be? You think?
Might. I don't know.
He's 3 for 4 right now on field goals.
Yeah,
That's 75%.
Yeah.
And that right?
I don't know.
3 for 4.
Something like that. And he's made every extra point.
Oh, Peyton Woodring?
Peyton Woodring missed a fairly easy field goal, I thought.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, I'm not a kicker. And if I were on the field, I would have shanked it. 100%.
Yeah. But you definitely got to have and we talked about it in the stands, man. Jack Pod was phenomenal for us.
He was.
And I think that's overshadowed by the love of Rodrigo. But I would venture to say Jack Pod became more clutch for us in situations, and definitely going to miss him. We talked about that. But I think Peyton, a true freshman coming here, winning the job against Jared Zirkle, we got a special talent with that right leg, Clark. Special talent,
Scholarship kicker.
and a scholarship kicker. So I think it was good. He missed that, but I love seeing Clark. We come back a longer field goal attempt right before the half there, and he drills it. And he drills it. So that was good. I was glad to see that he got another chance today after the miss.
My question is, okay, if we have Zirkle on scholarship, then did he really just get beat out by,
I think he got beat out
Woodring, or
he got beat out by Pod Leslie and Woodring in his time here. But hey, he's got his job, and what we need, and he's done a great job on kickoffs.
Yeah, he has. He has. So everybody's got their role on this football team.
That's right.
And when I say a problem, I mean it could be potentially a problem if we're having to kick 50-yard field goals. Granted, I'm not there every day. I don't see Peyton Woodring kicking every day, but we'll put our trust in you, buddy.
That's right. That's
right. We hope you make every one. We want you to.
Right, man. Dang right. It's going to keep getting better. Just a young pup, man.
Well, one guy who wait, hold up. Before we get to that, I want to tell a funny story. So the game, it's over. It's like 31-0. We're garbage time, third quarter. And all of a sudden, I turn towards Adam, and Adam's just sitting there, and they're punting the ball. Ball State's punting the ball. We've got our punt return team out there, and Adam's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's making sure that we've got 11 guys on the field. I turned to Adam, I'm like, what difference? If we have 12 guys, what's it going to matter?
Am I going to tell Kirby?
Yeah. Are you going to call them or
I get in, and you can ask my wife, and I get in these zones watching Georgia football where I'm on a different planet.
Oh, you are.
Like people don't know how to interact with me when I'm watching. So one of that particular time, it kind of like, man, I just had the realization. I thought, do we have 12 guys on the field? And I just felt I need to count them. I need to make sure of it. It just kind of looked like an extra amount of guys out there, and it just needed to be counted. But like you said, I don't know what I do about it from up there at 60.
Hey, are we going to start a chant?
I'm going to say we got to get one off. I'm going to yell about it. But we had 11. I did count. I counted twice, and there was 11. Quick count.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, good times, man.
As if there really were 12 guys, you would have done something about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I thought that was funny. Anyway,
keeping them accountable, man.
Right, Mekhi Muse, though, Adam, he is a problem. He is a problem for opposing special teams coaches. 3 returns. Listen to this: 3 returns, 111 yards. Obviously, he had that big punt return for a touchdown. Average of 37 yards per reception.
Special, man.
Or return, rather.
Special. Give the man a scholarship. He's definitely not a flash in the pan type guy. We see that it's more and more evident. First punt return since, I think, Isaiah McKenzie in 2016 against Louisiana Lafayette. Is that right? Yeah.
I think so.
Or
is it Monroe? No.
I think it was
16.
Yeah. So the first time, I remember he housed one against Auburn in 15 on the Plains too. But anyway, since Kirby's first year, so something we hadn't seen in a while, something you've been wanting to see for a while, Clark, been calling. So that was good to see. And maybe we'll see more of them out of Muse, man. Last episode I said I thought McConkey would be the guy that would get him, but I think you're going to see situations where when it's a very returnable punt, that Muse will definitely be the guy. But I think when there's balls that can be fielded inside the 10, 10 or so, I think you're going to see 84 when he gets healthy come out there to make the judgment calls on whether to let it bounce in the end zone or if it needs to be fair caught, you know. And I think that's kind of what you're going to see in a rotation going forward with it. But Muse is definitely electric when he gets it, man. And good things happen. And that's even better for this offense right now. Breaking in new guys, the quarter is better field position to start off, you know.
Exactly. Hey, Blake Newman, I think he came up with a new nickname for Mekhi Muse. And maybe somebody else did this before he did, but he said it on Facebook.
Give him the credit.
Yep. Listen to this. Mighty Muse.
Love it.
I like it.
Love it. I like that. Instead of Mighty Mouse, Mighty Muse. I like it. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Mighty Mouse. What is Mighty Mouse?
The Mighty Mouse, man.
The Mighty Mouse?
You've never seen the Mighty Mouse? I mean, it's a small, like,
the little
mouse.
the gloves?
Yes.
Not Mickey, but like the little
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay,
that's why I said that, Mighty. I mean, that's
I see.
That's where that came from, Clark. Well, you just say Mighty Muse was a good name. You didn't even correlate Mighty Mouse to Mighty Muse. Short and stocky, like that never like registered. There wasn't a light bulb moment with that.
Look, I'm a natural blonde, okay? So things just sometimes come to me a little bit slower.
And I could be wrong. I could be the one making myself like an idiot with that. But I think that's where you get that. Mighty Muse, Mighty Mouse, Muse, Mouse, syllables.
No, not syllables. I think it's alliteration, maybe what it's called.
Okay, all right. But
it's definitely not.
Yeah, you know, I have that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Oh, man. We are bad. Our grammar is awful.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's great.
It makes us communicate with everybody.
Yeah.
That's
we have our own language. I think
people understand it. I have no problem with communicating.
Exactly.
Even though it might not be the grammatically correct way, but anyway, I'll get it.
All right, Georgia versus the Poultry.
Let's go.
USC Junior.
Let's go. SEC slate cranking up, Carl.
It's here. I'm done with the cupcake games.
I am too.
I'm sorry.
I am too. I'm ready to get amped.
Yes, me too.
Southeastern Conference football, baby.
Our good friend of the show, Mr. Shane Beamer. Yes. Nice guy, Shane.
Nice guy, Shane. The guy that you see, Clark, that he looks like the father in a family picture that, you know, the backdrop that we've talked about at the Walmart.
Yep.
When you go to the Walmart and get a picture frame out, Shane is the father in the picture when you get it, that you take the little paper picture out to put your family picture in there.
Yes.
So, that, you know, just a generic guy. Yeah. Just the guy that you see when you're walking your dog down the sidewalk, man, that he's out there getting the morning paper and just tells you good morning. Hope you have a good one. You know, just brightens the day a little bit. You know, Shane is just that guy. You know, just the guy that he's always, you know, the Little League Baseball dad.
Yes. The coach. Right.
The coach, man. Just coming up with all these these good just what's the words? These
motivational catchphrases,
you know, all this stuff, man. The optimistic guy, glass half full type of guy, Clark.
Right?
A glass half full type of guy.
Yeah.
The man that we should, you know, strive to be. But I do got some. I'm just kidding. Definitely. Have you my sarcastic? Just
yeah.
All right, I'm going to say this about Shane Beamer, Clark. I got a bone to pick with Shane Beamer.
Okay, tell us about it.
Did you hear him talk about? Hey, you know, the chain crew just trying to be Americans at halftime eating a hot dog, Clark.
No.
And blamed that on the reason of the delay for the onside kick on losing the football game up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hating on just some good, God-fearing Americans eating a hot dog at the half. And that's what we do. Is you eat a hot dog at the half, man. Yes, the chain gang was eating hot dogs at halftime, and he literally went on a rant about it and like,
And this was at the South Carolina, North Carolina game?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't hear that.
Blaming hot dogs, man. What hot dogs ever do to Shane Beamer?
Yeah. We need to start, like, instead of tomatoes this week, we need to throw hot dogs at Shane Beamer.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, but it's just childish stuff, man. His press conferences never cease to amaze me because you can't help it. And the media's got to love it because he's always going to give them material. It's like, how do you not know this, Shane? You're like 40-something. He's got to be late 40s, man, by now. How do you not know to just keep your mouth shut and like let your program and your play on the field do the talking? But it is just like you just throw out the old buzz bait out there, Clark, and you spin it in, man. You know, you think about it on a John boat, you know, late in the afternoon, April, big bass on the bed right there. You sit that buzz bait out there and you're spinning it out, man. You see one you hit it and it hits it. But that's it. You know, that media is just throwing that bait out there. And Shane, I mean, he's hitting it every time. Yeah. Hitting it every time, man.
He's a kid. Adam, he's a child.
Looking at it every time. I mean, he's not just nibbling either. I mean, he's full flesh, just hammers it, man. And the media sets the hook every single time and reels him in. I mean, it's just something that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable how he's just doesn't think like, maybe I'm putting my foot in my mouth.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind as an SEC head coach. I'm sorry, but it was funny, but it's every week. It's every week. But anyway.
Well, Georgia versus South Carolina, the history of this, Georgia absolutely dominates this series. And don't forget it, 54-19-2. Georgia, though, listen to this. This is where it kind of gets a little interesting.
Yep.
Since 2000, Georgia's only 15-8. And a lot of that has to do with Steve Spurrier, not Shane Beamer.
A lot of it has to do with the run from 2010 to about 2014.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they rattled
About
off three straight? Yeah.
3 straight and then 1 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
1 4 or 5, I guess would be the better way to describe that.
Sure.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
that's
like
right.
that.
Yeah, that's right. So 4 or 5 right there, man. And, lost a terrible game to them in 07 and lost a terrible game in 19, terrible game in 01. How many is that? Okay. So they lost to them in 01. They lost to them in 07. They lost to them in 10, 11, 12, 14.
19.
That's 7. Oh, I'm missing one. When was the other one? How did I miss this?
I don't know.
2000?
2000 maybe?
Yeah.
I think, I think they won 99 and 2000, something like that.
That's right.
Anyway, hey, despite what people may think, this, Adam, is a rivalry game.
It is.
It is?
It is a
rivalry game. We have an inside joke. We're going to spare you.
It's a rivalry game.
Anyway, they've got more rival. This is from Steve Spurrier.
I don't like them anyway.
Yeah, this is from Steve Spurrier, former South Carolina head coach. October 3rd, 2012, this is what he said. Talking about Georgia, they've got more rivals than almost anybody I know. They really do. Traditionally, we've only had Clemson because we haven't beaten anybody enough to have any more rivals. Georgia, I've always said, is our biggest conference rival since they're closest to us, I think, than any other school. So I want people to understand, if you're going to this game, we're out for blood. All right? I don't mean you go attack fans or bark at opposing fans or say vulgar things to opposing fans.
To bark at fans, if you want to bark, let them know you're there. I just say when there's not children wearing any poultry attire in the vicinity, don't bark in that regard. That don't make us look good by any means. But if you just want to bark in a general area, just let them know your dominance.
Right.
Then not directly at them in their face.
Sure. My point is though, we need to be loud this Saturday.
We do need to be loud.
We need to be there early. We need.
This is
the SEC season opening.
I want them leaving it at halftime, saying it's too loud for my ears and this is just too embarrassing for me to watch.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it, Adam. I kind of posed this question in the prediction episode that we had earlier. Will this be the South Carolina team that we saw the first or second half of last season? Now, all indicators are pointing it's going to be a South Carolina team of the first half of last season.
Yeah.
Very pedestrian. Doesn't look like they have all the pieces fitting together.
And keep in mind, I'm sorry, I hate having to do this, but while we're recording this, we have no idea what they did against Furman.
That's true.
I mean,
for all we know, they lost.
That's all right. At this point in time, at 8:00 on a Saturday night. So, but you, the listener, does, and I can't imagine there would be much that would happen against Furman to change what my opinion is after seeing what they did against North Carolina week 1,
right?
And just where they're at on their depth chart. I think, Clark, they had too many playmakers leave, man. In the transfer portal, Jaheim Bales at Florida State. And guys like that, Marshawn Lloyd went to Southern Cal. So you got a converted quarterback to wide receiver to running back as your starting running back now. Juice Wells is a real deal.
Oh yeah, he's
top, and I know he's been banged up, but a top SEC receiver, man. Spencer Rattler's played a lot of ball. He should be a guy that should be a very good quarterback option for you and should make some very good decisions with the football, Clark. And offensive line, though, I don't think really gave him a lot of time. And 9 sacks against North Carolina defensive front.
Wait, 9? 9? I thought it was 7.
I thought it was 9, but I'm not 100% sure. You
I also didn't watch
me on that.
I didn't 7, 9,
same thing at that point.
Right.
At that thing, man, because and then how bad North Carolina's defense was last year, and seeing that, this defense line's going to eat, man. You can't fix that in 2 weeks. I don't think there is no way.
Yeah, they looked horrid,
especially now going to Athens, where the communication is going to be even tougher with that offensive line when Audubon or whatever Spencer's going to do.
Here's the thing, Adam, and this has been happening. Oh my gosh, Texas is throwing a double pass. That is incomplete to A.D. Mitchell.
They had to call a flag on that, right?
They did.
Yeah, the pass interference. Sorry, we shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah,
sorry.
Professional. Yeah.
No, sorry,
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What were we talking about?
ADD catching in, man. We were talking
Anyway,
about
Carolina.
Spencer Rattler
Spencer Rattler.
and this high football IQ.
Oh, yeah. Nah, people, we need to be loud, though. This is a big game for Georgia.
Yeah,
really.
man.
I mean, truthfully.
Sets the tone.
It really
Sets
does.
the tone, man.
And I told people in the stadium today, we're going to see what kind of a team we have this upcoming week. You know,
Yeah.
It's one thing to go out against UT Martin and rotate guys and play your third string in the third and fourth quarter, and same thing with Ball State. But now it's SEC football, and that's a little bit of a different story.
That's right.
Right? And
That's right.
So I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I'll just put it that way right now. Here's the thing, too. We're not playing South Carolina next year.
That's right.
Right? Kirby, and we've talked about this last year, Kirby, I think, has a personal vendetta against nice guy Shane Beamer.
I think he does, Clark. I don't think that Coach Beamer, when he was at Georgia, met the standard. I think he complained about the time that needed to be put in.
Yeah.
And I think, therefore, there could be some other stuff. I have no clue. But you can just tell. It's not that hard to tell that Kirby Smart is not a fan of Shane Beamer. And so I think he's got to put up over 50 just to go ahead and do it, because he's not going to get a chance next year.
Exactly. Well, Adam, you remember this, and I'm sure most of you do listening to this. Last year, Kirby, what did he say? He yelled something at Shane Beamer across the sideline.
On the first down. The first down. You know, he stopped. He stopped a fourth down, didn't he? The first down was, that ball going back our way. So yeah, I mean, that was a very passionate looking across the. I've seen Kirby passionate on the sideline, but I've never seen him directly looking at the other sideline.
Yes,
doing one of those deals, man.
Boom.
Yeah, one of them deals. So I mean, definitely no love lost between Kirby Smart and Shane Beamer. I know Shane Beamer would absolutely love to come in here and beat Georgia like Muschamp did in 19. What it would be this program, but it's just not going to happen, Clark. Nah. It's just not going to happen, man. I don't see the roster and the talent being able to come in Athens in a hostile environment, man, and especially how I think too Georgia had this game circled for a long time too, with the opponents coming the first, second week. Like this week is time to go,
right?
Know? So it's gonna be good.
Keys to the game. We need to dominate the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. And when I say keys to the game, I mean, obviously, all these are keys to the game in any given football game, right?
Right.
I think these are things that I want to see. And if we see them, it's a good indicator that we're going to blow this team out. First of all, dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides. Second of all, maintain good field position. And that's something we saw today when Georgia played Ball State. We did have pretty good field position most of the time. And then convert on third downs. I think this is something that we can definitely improve upon. Keeping those drives alive, hitting those curls, spot routes, getting to the sticks, getting first downs. That's important, especially when you have those 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 2, 3rd and manageable kind of situations.
That's right.
So, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, man. I mean, on offense, just don't turn the ball over. Just take what Carolina gives you and put points up on the board when you have the opportunities to. Have long, sustained drives and capitalize on it. I think we'll see the ball, more plays pushed downfield, open up, maybe some more running, the run game up a little bit. And I just think we're going to see an offense that's firing, pretty well on all cylinders next week. I don't know why. I just have that feeling. And I know some people say, well, how come it didn't happen against the last two opponents? You say, but shoot, that second quarter today, showed me something, man, that I really think we're going to be in good shape there. I'll say that. So I really think we'll be opening up, and you'll see number 19 get the ball a whole lot more. And we all know when number 19 gets the ball, good things happen. McConkey's back, Edwards back. So I think we'll see a whole different look on offense. They really hadn't seen the first 2 weeks. And on the defense side of the football, man, I mean, it's just stop the run. Stop the run. But if you primarily stop the run, they can't run the ball on you. And how it appears Carolina's offensive line is, you can pin your ears back, man, pressure Spencer Rattler, make him try to make stuff happen. And when that happens, good stuff happens for your defense, because that's when I think you're going to have a lot of balls pushing the third level that can possibly intercept it, create some turnovers, man, and something that you could really get him kind of flustered doing that. Yeah. And I make it that if South Carolina's going to put up points and beat you, Spencer Rattler has to beat you with his arm, Clark. And I'll take that. And I know, he looked all world against Tennessee and Knoxville, but Tennessee's defense, 2022's Tennessee's defense is nothing like what's been in Athens these past few years. So I'll take it every day. Every day of the week, Clark, is I'll bet for Georgia, if you're going to say Spencer Rattler's got to beat you with their arm. So make that happen. Don't let them be balanced at all, man. And I think good things are going to happen.
Watch Spencer Rattler have just a career day. 350
No,
passing
it's going to
yards.
be like last year,
Nah,
man. That
yeah,
guy,
you're
I mean,
right.
you're going to stop the run primarily, and then you say, all right, Spencer, you're going to beat us. Make stuff happen downfield, and I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen, man, against this defense. So,
All right, here we go.
It's going to eat.
I want to say one more thing about this game.
Say it.
Watch this.
Watch what?
Watch this not be right at all. Not even close. Georgia gets a strip sack for
Let's
a touchdown.
go.
All right.
Maybe big
Strip
Nazir.
sack.
You think Nazir picking it up and running?
Yeah,
running
maybe.
It in? Yeah,
I
big
can
78.
picture it now. South Carolina's on their own 15-yard line. Spencer goes back to pass. It's probably second down. Michael Williams comes around, knocks the ball
Yes,
right out
sir.
of his hand. It tumbles to the ground. I'm going to say, I don't know, Smile.
Okay.
Smile is going to pick it up and score.
All right. I like it.
Watch
man.
it.
I like it.
Watch
See
that.
it.
Not
Let's
even,
see it.
yeah,
Let's see it.
It's probably not going to happen. But if it does happen, I'll be an absolute genius. But if it doesn't,
You call it.
then whatever. All right, last week's games, which are really today, we can't really comment on any of these because we don't know what's
There's
happened.
a few of them. There's a few of
couple.
them that you got on that list right there, man. So what? Notre Dame, North Carolina State.
Yep,
Nailed
blowout.
that. Nailed that,
Yeah,
man.
you did.
Notre Dame's looking good, man.
They
I
are.
really think they're doing. I think they got some good things going up there in South Bend. Sam Hartman, very mature leader, quarterback, putting some points on the board. Marcus Freeman defense. I'm excited for a couple of weeks when they go to Columbus, Ohio, man. You know, it could be a completely different story by then, but I think that'll be a game to really look out for that week. And one right now at this very moment, I'm going to pick Notre Dame to win.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll get to that one. Nebraska at Colorado.
Wow.
I am
Don't have anything to
eating
say.
crow.
Don't have anything to say. I mean, you got to just tip your hat to him. I mean, I'll just say I'm not a fan, but you've got to respect what he's doing there,
Yeah.
man. 1-11 last year, 2-0, big old Big 12 rival, beating them and do it in impressive fashion. Good for them. Good for the people in Boulder, Colorado. But we'll see how it keeps going. But yeah, Clark.
I cannot believe.
Definitely not going winless in the month of September.
Yeah, I did say that. I said that they would start the year 0-5, and here they are 2-0. I did also say that was a bold prediction. For what that's
right.
worth.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, Ole Miss at Tulane. Ole Miss did pull away, but that game was pretty close. Texas A&M and Miami. I think I just saw a final on the board there, and Texas A&M ended up losing. I think.
That's tough. That's a game they actually won last year, and that's something that I do believe, Clark, that Jimbo is going to be catching a lot of heat. A lot of heat, man. I mean, losing by 15 down in Coral Gables, giving up 48 to Miami. You know, it's not good. It's not good, and I think it's going to be a long year for A&M, and we'll see if Jimbo makes it through this year.
Yeah.
I think that's the one he had to have, man, to really set the tone going into league play. With
Right. We were watching Texas at Alabama right now. Texas is up 10-3.
Hook 'em.
Wow. Interesting game. I can't wait to finish this episode and start watching this. Not that we want to rush and rush off. You know, we want to do our
right.
job here.
That's right.
We've got a job to do, Adam.
That's right.
Auburn at California has yet to happen. We don't know.
Yeah, that's
Let's
right.
just hope Hugh Freeze.
What a culture clash.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Have you ever
Think
thought about
that?
the culture of the campus of California, Berkeley, and then Auburn and Opelika, Alabama, and I mean,
just unbelievable.
very interesting, man. So I don't know. I still think Auburn's going to win that game, but who knows? So we'll see. That'll be a good 10:30 kick. Can't wait.
Adam, you're going to be up and
Can't
about
wait.
with Callie, right?
That's right. Can't wait. We're going to watch it together.
Nice.
Our Pac-12 After Dark tradition we started last year.
Yeah.
And something I hope that, we're not going to be able to carry it because there will be no more Pac-12 anymore, but we will cherish the memories that we had for the couple of years of indulging in Pac-12 After Dark as a father-daughter.
Yeah. There will be college football
But
games.
it won't
Surely.
be Pac-12 After Dark.
Yeah. Well, it'll be given a new name.
That's right.
Something else to look forward
That's
to.
right.
All right. This week's pick 'em, we've got some, it's a pretty good week of college football, I guess. We got some
Every
interesting
week's
games.
a good week of college football.
That is
baby.
true.
You just got, if toes meet in leather, it's a good week.
That is a good point. First, LSU at Mississippi State, 12 o'clock ESPN, a battle of these two SEC West foes.
In Starkville, man.
Yeah.
In Starkville at high noon. 11 a.m. Central local time.
Right,
Clark.
right. Hey, big game for LSU. They need to win this one. My
Brian
playoff
does need to win it.
my playoff predictions are kind of shattered. Not necessarily. I mean, LSU can still find their way in that top four at the end of the year. I think it's going to be tougher, but you got to win this kind of a game. And I'm going to tell you something. It takes a little bit more effort to get up for these kind of noon kickoff games if you're LSU.
Yeah.
Than going to Orlando and playing, which they didn't really play that well there. But my point is, you got to win this game if you're LSU. I'm going to actually take LSU to win this game, although I do think Mississippi State will keep it close.
I think it'll be closer. I wouldn't pick them to cover the spread, man. I think Arnett's got off to a pretty decent start right now at Mississippi State. And I think LSU's going to win it, man. I think they're going to win it. They're going to Starkville, 11 a.m. local time, and take care of business and just, move on.
Minnesota at North Carolina. This is a weird matchup. Big Ten versus ACC.
Man. Big PJ Fleck coming down. I mean, you're seeing a lot of these out-of-conference matchups now. People want to get their strength of schedule, especially these teams that really need it, you know. And I like that. I like Power 5 out-of-conference matchups early in the year like this, man. So give me North Carolina, though. Give me North Carolina, Clark.
I'll take North Carolina at home. I think Eric Church, our boy, he'll be there.
Yeah,
probably. I don't know.
Sporting old Matt Brown. That's right.
He's a huge, I should say, North Carolina fan. He actually, you remember when he canceled that concert of his to go watch March Madness?
That's right.
It's insane.
When they were in the Final Four, man. That's right.
But I still love him. All right, Washington, the Huskies at Michigan State. Ooh. This is a 5 o'clock Peacock kickoff. Are you kidding me?
If Georgia ever played on Peacock, a freaking bird, the streaming service.
What would you do?
I'd lose it, man.
Really?
I'd lose it. I mean, this is just ridiculous. On the Peacock.
Give
me Washington, Clark, man. Really? Golly. I mean, really kind of, that's a coming out party with their new quarterback and new coach last year. I think Michigan State with Mel Tucker is just not on a really good trajectory after last year and kind of how they're beginning right now. I think Washington's going to win it. They're going to go to East Lansing and pick up the W.
I almost want to do this, but I'm not.
Well, do it.
I'm going to take Washington. That's the safe bet here.
Do it.
I do think it's going to be close, and I really don't know why. I don't think Michigan State's a great football team. Right. And I'm going to tell you something. Those people are probably livid at the amount of money that they're having to shell out to Mel Tucker. And Mel Tucker's a good coach. Don't get me wrong.
That's what you do. You just, you talk about really just doing a knee-jerk reaction to a good year. Right. Locking them down like that. That's going to be something that we'll see. Jury's still out on that, but don't look good right now.
No. And then one of my actual favorite games each and every year, Tennessee at Florida, 7 o'clock.
What kind of
ESPN.
game is this?
This is a
meteor game.
This is a meteor
game. And again, the definition that we have used, and one of the top definitions in the Rose 60 Vocabulary Handbook is a meteor game. A game in which you cannot find yourself pulling for either opponent on each sides of the lines of scrimmage, and you hope that a meteor crashes in the 50-yard line and no longer can allow play of the game. Good definition.
Wait a second. Do we have a Rose 60 dictionary?
That's it. That would be the first. Is a meteor game, and Tennessee, Florida is very at the top of that list of that, man. But hey, we got to pick a winner in it. Tennessee, Florida, they hadn't beat Florida since since you were about 10 years old.
Yeah.
I think it's been literally 06 or no, it wasn't 06.
You're talking about in
Gainesville. Excuse me. Yeah. Since like 04 maybe 04. I think it was 04.
And probably before that, it was
maybe I don't know. But anyway, it's been a long time. It's been over a decade, I know. But I think this is the year they do it, Clark. I think this is the year they do it. I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting. But I think Tennessee will get over that hump and beat Florida in the swamp. And a lot of more question marks about Sun Belt Billy and the staff will be raised. I think this is kind of Give me the balls.
Okay. I think for Florida, this is a redemption game.
Okay, I can get behind that. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I think I can get behind. I can see them winning, but go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something. Florida, I've never been to the swamp, but I've heard it's incredibly loud. Tennessee goes on the road for the first time this year.
Yep.
And I'm going to stick with history here in this matchup.
Yeah. It's always
like
good
you said, Tennessee, they have struggled. I mean, for like a full century playing down in Gainesville.
A full century?
I don't know.
100 years?
No, maybe like 50 years or something. I think they've only I think they've only won 3 times in Gainesville in 50-something years. I'm not kidding.
No, I think
I'm not kidding.
Because they rarely beat Spurrier. Even in their heyday in the 90s, they rarely beat Spurrier because usually the winner of that in the 90s went on to Atlanta. Yeah. And that was always Florida. So,
last year they struggled against Florida. If you remember, Tennessee struggled against Florida. I think the final maybe have been like 38-33. It came down to the wire. Bad clock management by Billy Napier. I think this Florida team, if they want to win this year, if they want to be relevant in any sort of sense,
need to have this one.
You got to have this.
I think
this
it's
is a big
huge game for Billy. Huge game for Billy.
Yep. And his future at Florida.
That's
I mean,
right.
truly.
That's right.
So I want to go with Florida, actually.
Yeah.
Playing in a really sloppy game with Tennessee, and they squeak it out. It's not going to be a blowout, but give me Florida.
I respect that.
And I hate to say that because I don't want to pull Florida.
But there
anyway.
you go. It's good.
All right. Last but certainly not least,
Yes, sir.
our game of the week.
Give it to us.
Sorry, folks, this one is not as detailed as the other ones have been, but we're going to challenge you at the end with something. Lincoln College Lions at Fayetteville State Broncos. Adam, we're going to North Carolina.
Again.
Yes.
Again, for the second week in a row. Good ball being played up there in North
so.
Carolina. That's exactly right. So what do you got for us?
Kickoff is at 6 o'clock p.m. We're going to have a nice 80-degree night.
Yes.
It's Military Appreciation Night in North Carolina, Adam.
Right. I love that. Love that, man. Always love it when we get to recognize men and women who have served our country.
Oh, yeah.
And currently are. And that's good stuff.
Yes. Not a lot of detail here, but Lincoln College, they are the Lions. Their mascot, Adam. I want to show you a picture of their mascot. His name is Lou. What do you think of old Lou?
Lou the Lion?
Lou
I
the
think that's
Lion.
the best one we've seen this year.
Are you serious?
I really do. I like the mange on it. You know, we talked about manges in the last week with the Wildcat possibly having one, but that line looks like it's got a good red tint to it.
Yep.
And I like it. I really think that's good. And we talked about the jersey. The jersey looks good on this particular line right here. I think they actually put money into getting a good clothing for the mascot.
Right.
And that's something that we needed to see. And they did. Got the fangs coming out. I guess you call them fangs. I don't know. And I like it with the ears poking out, the mange. Good attention to detail.
Adam,
A plus. A plus.
Is it mange?
A plus.
With a G, or is it just
I don't
mange?
know.
I think it's just mange.
It is just mange. The mange is something you get like a disease.
I was like, what? Because you were saying
I
it
had
last
said
week.
the mange last week.
And I was like, what in the
It's
world is a mange?
You're right. It's a mange. It's a mange. I said mange last week, but it's a mange. You're right.
Oh,
it's a
man.
mange.
Well, that's Lou the Lion. Let's talk about some notable alumni. And there's only one alum I found, and his name is Brian Snitker. Some of y'all probably know who he is.
Yes, the Braves
Manager
head
of the
coach,
Braves.
man. Yes, sir. Doing a good job over there in Atlanta. So, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Lincoln College. Head coach Frank Turner. I like that name.
Good strong name.
Frank Turner. If you want to wish him luck, we do have his email again this week. fturner@lincoln.edu.
Love it.
We need to email him.
Email him.
Let's do it.
Email him.
Fayetteville State, the Broncos, North Carolina, they will be hosting the Lincoln College Lions. Their mascot is Mr. and Mrs. Bucking.
Bucking.
I had to be very precise with how I said that.
I hope the children aren't pronouncing it.
No.
I hope
What
the
do you
children
think?
aren't pronouncing it
What do you
because that would be terrible. I already coming off the gates went Bucking as the mascot, as the names of the mascot. We could have said Mr. and Mrs. Horse.
Bronco.
Or Bronco or whatever, whatever you may be, but Bucking, it just
You're towing the line there.
You were asking for a complete just disaster at the family table when talking about going to the game this week at the family dinner table, man. So I just don't already coming out of the gate. Blue. I like it. I like it, man. I like mascot couples, man. When you have a male and a female mascot, that's good. I love that you have one that it's a male mascot. We know it's a male mascot. When it's a female mascot, we know it's a female mascot, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Right.
And I think that's good. I think we need that.
Yeah.
In this in the game right now. So I think so. That's good, and I like that the young girls, man, can see the female mascot and
Aspire to be like her.
exactly.
Yeah.
Get a picture made, and the male, you got a cheerleader uniform for the girls, man. You get a picture made with them, and for the boys out there, man, get the football. So I like that. I think that adds for good photo ops,
Right.
Good photo ops during fan day and media days and at game days, man. I just don't like the names of them. Don't like the names
Well,
of them. So B minus.
What do you think of Mr. Bucking there and his teeth? What do you think of his teeth?
It's interesting chompers right there, man.
Chompers.
Interesting chompers. Strong jaw. I think more of the cross-eyed mascot looks was throwing me off. His eyes are cross-eyed.
I see that. Yeah,
But
I can see that.
but yeah, I don't know, man. The blue horse is what really just throws me off, man.
Right. Oh my gosh, Fayetteville State notable alumni.
That's great.
Jonathan Michael Porter. I have no idea who this guy is, but apparently his name is Blueface. He's a rapper and former quarterback for Fayetteville.
I'll be
But
damned.
Adam,
How
he
about
didn't
that?
graduate.
He did. Okay.
So-
All right. But he was there.
But he was there.
One particular point in time, he was there. So,
Right.
Good.
Another guy, and I don't know anything about this guy other than the fact that his name is Jim Bibby, and he was a Major League Baseball player for the New York Mets. He was an
Nice.
all-star, and he pitched a no-hitter. So
Nice.
there you go. Head coach, Richard Hayes. They did not list a email or phone number.
Can't get
Can't get a hold of them. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Fayetteville State, the Broncos are 7-0 against the Lincoln Lions.
Woo, man.
Adam, I want to tell you something. It's going to be hard for the Lincoln Lions to put up any points. I'm calling a shutout, 34-0.
Wow.
Lincoln gets destroyed.
Give me 24-3. I'm going with Fayetteville with you, Clark.
Yes,
So,
good.
I just think 7-0, too strong history there. Make it 8-0.
Okay, all right, nice. All right, well, here's our challenge to you out there. We are assigning everyone a little homework, all right?
All right.
We want a 4-page, double-spaced report on these two teams and some fun facts. It needs to be APA format.
Yes.
And in Times New Roman.
Yes.
12-point font.
12-point font.
And you better make sure to cite your
And
sources.
submit it to row60@gmail.com.
Or comment below.
Or comment below. That's right. Exactly.
But
right.
hey, it's due this Friday night,
That's right.
11:59 p.m.
Love it.
So, oh man, we've had a great time. It has been a little chaotic here. Our minds are jumbled. We've got
Ball
too much
game,
going on.
baby, everything, just wild. But we had to get it out. We said, Clark, he said, hey, we had some adversity this week with, real world lives,
Right.
jobs, and everything that we got to do that we were like, we cannot not put out a podcast.
Exactly.
So, hey, it might be a little bit rough around the edges, this one, in a sense, but we had to get it out.
Exactly.
Had to get it out
Yes.
to the people. So we were able to deliver on that, and I'm excited about that. So I apologize about how it came out, man, but I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Hope everybody enjoyed it.
If you did enjoy it, please leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It does help us grow. And hey, if you're watching on YouTube, comment below your score prediction for this
Yes.
Georgia versus South Carolina football game. All right,
Let's go.
let's talk about this game, the score prediction, and then Adam, I want you to give us a little pep talk here at the end because it is a big game coming up.
It is a big game.
All right,
It is a big game.
Georgia versus South Carolina, 3:30. Adam, I said this would be a bloodbath. I had a certain score typed in right here, but I'm going to change it.
All right.
I think there's a trend for Georgia scoring in the 40s and our opponent scoring below 10 this year.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Georgia 45, South Carolina 9. They get 3 field
Clark,
goals.
You about nailed mine.
Really?
I'll change it then.
No. Go with yours. Go with
Go
yours.
with mine then. But yeah. All right, man. I like it. So, all right, Clark, this game, I hate South Carolina. Always have, always will, man. I'll always remember those years from 2010, 2014, and I will treasure every single time Georgia beats South Carolina, like I do with many other rivals, man. Hey, SEC football in Sanford Stadium. Enjoy this upcoming Saturday. We only get a few of them. We're finally there to some teams, man, and some games that you really get amped up about. This is where the world will know when they look at the score box and they see how bad Georgia will beat South Carolina. They know Georgia is for real. Again, that all the questions that the world's been saying and false narratives, Clark, that are out there that people are trying to create about this 2023 rendition of Georgia football will be squashed. And man, let's start the train back rolling again to another SEC championship, and it starts by first winning the East. And to win the East, you got to beat Eastern Division opponents, and this is the first one coming down the track is Shane Beamer and the South Carolina Gamecocks, Clark. For crying out loud, they are poultry. Their mascot's poultry. The only championship accolade they have is the 1969 ACC championship and the 2010 Eastern Division championship. They will always be a doormat for the University of Georgia, Clark. Always be a doormat with a win once every 7 years nowadays, maybe if that. So what I'm saying is, Clark, you are the superior fan. Your team is superior. Your state is superior.
That's right.
And let me say one time right now, Clark. Georgia will win this football game 45-10, baby.
Love it.
Get fired up about it. Spencer Rattler will be running from this defensive line all night. Can't wait to see what Glenn Schumann and Will Muschamp dial up. Defensive football will prevail in Athens, and the offense will be clicking, man.
Do it.
And we will be fired up, man, next week going into UAB and knowing that this is going to be another run. And I can't wait. Everybody have a good week. Get fired up. SEC football is back. Bark, be loud this week. Wear your red and black because it's time to tee it up between the hedges again this Saturday. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!